Good morning, guys. Welcome back. So I want to talk about how anxiety can make us feel just about any symptom or sensation imaginable. Now, I can sit here and I could talk for 3, 4, 5 hours, honestly, if I was going to mention every single symptom and sensation and give an explanation on how anxiety can cause it and give you a story behind it and everything like that. So I'm just going to try to hit a few symptoms ranging from super common to something you really you rarely ever hear of, to kind of prove my point today. Whenever our mind takes over and whenever our fear and focus takes over, we can direct energy, symptoms, sensations, tension, whatever you want to call it, attention to any area of your body. Sometimes anxiety is actually causing this sensation. Something else that happened with me, guys, a lot of times, I would just have like a weird sensation that could just be normal, but I'm very sensitized, right? So I feel everything so much more than somebody else. So if I have a weird twitch in my arm that had nothing to do with anxiety, maybe I just had a little electrical disturbance in my arm and I had a little muscle twitch. Well, guess what? I'm like, oh man, what's this about? What's this about? And I'll look at it. Now I'm putting focus, energy, fear. Now my mind sends signals to that area, or my brain, and I start to have this twitch all throughout the day. Whereas somebody that doesn't have anxiety, either they didn't feel that twitch at all, or maybe they did feel it, but they didn't pay it no attention, or pay it no mind. Guess what? They had that weird twitch. It doesn't happen the rest of the day. Now apply that to any symptom or sensation caused by anxiety or not, because there's both. Yes, anxiety can cause you to feel just about anything, but sometimes we just have weird things that happen in our body. I remember my mom said it to me pretty straight. She was a nurse, so I would always call her and ask her for reassurance when it came down to symptoms ranging from my heart attack symptoms, chest pains, all that stuff, to weird things in my stomach or weird twitches or sensations in my head. And she said, Trey, sometimes your body just does weird shit. That's what she told me. Sometimes your body just does weird shit, and you can't really explain it, and you just need to learn how to let that go and let that flow, so that's true. You're gonna feel something weird in your stomach, whether it be trapped air or gas. Sometimes you're gonna feel food going through your digestive system in a weird way. Sometimes you're gonna feel some weird slight sensation in your head or feel slightly off. Something that's playing a big role, like I mentioned earlier, is you have a very sensitive nervous system. You are very super aware, hyper aware. You are just ultra sensitive. It's a superpower that you don't want to have is the best way to explain it. I can feel food moving through my digestive system when Jonathan over here that doesn't have anxiety, he doesn't feel that after eating, I can feel every little weird thing that my heart may do, again, either caused by anxiety, because anxiety can make us have all kinds of little weird things that happen with our heart, PVCs, skip beats, flutters, palpitations. But sometimes our heart just palpitates because that's what happens sometimes, even in people that don't have anxiety. Sometimes there might be a random skip beat here or there, or a flutter, But again, we'll use Jonathan, for example. He's just going about his day, and it's fine. If I do this, get up, I feel my heart rate speed up those 10 beats to accommodate that, right? And it feels like, oh my God, what's happening? And then my anxiety takes over and it'll speed up even faster. And maybe I go into a panic attack and oh my God, there's something wrong with my heart. I can't stand up quick anymore. Jonathan, he does this and he walks to the fridge to go get him a drink. And he doesn't worry about that. He doesn't worry about the little palpitation that happens or the giddy up in the heart to accommodate that. Okay, I'm telling you, it can be the weirdest things. Obviously, it can make you feel like you're having a heart attack, right? With the chest pains, all the way down to the left arm, the numbness, the tingling, the pain that comes with that. That would scare the crap out of me. The shortness of breath, it'll make you feel like you are having a heart attack. You type in all the symptoms, bam, heart attack. In fact, they're really, aside from literally passing out or fainting, I would have every symptom on there. And all different types of chest pain. You look up symptoms of aneurysms, strokes. I had those symptoms all the way down to slurred speech. And then guys, even down to something like that, anxiety, can actually, once your mind takes over, you will start to slur more, you will start to mess up, you will start to stutter more, and you will convince yourself that you are having problems with your speech, like actual real neurological issues causing that, when it's anxiety and fear over it. It'll make you feel like things look weird. You know, it'll mess with your vision. I mean, you can convince yourself that your pinky's gonna fall off because you have some weird little sensation. You can cause pain anywhere. Because here's the deal. Wherever there is muscle tissue, which is pretty much everywhere, even though there's tiny little muscles and say things like your fingers or up here on the side of you can feel tension anywhere. Those headaches that a lot of you get, it's from tension. It feels like a band's wrapped around your head. So obviously things like strokes and aneurysms and having pain in your leg, you feel like it's a blood clot, heart attack symptoms, things like that. Symptoms of like MS, like the twitching and the numbness, the tingling, all of that. But even down to things like cold hands and cold feet. Weird taste in your mouth. Forgetfulness, brain fog. Why did I walk in here? Why am I putting the milk in the cabinet? Am I losing my mind? Am I going crazy? The intrusive thoughts that don't define who you are. They make you feel like a bad person, or am I capable of that? Or am I gonna just become impulsive and I'm gonna do that? No. You know, it's your brain getting overwhelmed with fear, or it's getting bored and it's throwing these random things out there. Likelihood is you had some of these whenever you were younger. You just didn't pay no mind to it. You laughed it off. Start laughing these off. That's not me. I'm not gonna do that. Let that flow through you. So even down to thought processes, random thoughts, intrusive thoughts, irrational thoughts, constantly catastrophizing, thinking you're the 0.001% in every awful situation. Every physical symptom and sensation, whether it be caused by anxiety or not. You know, you go outside, it's 88 degrees, it feels like 100 to you. You know, without a heat index. If it's chilly, instead of you just kind of being a little chilly or whatever, or it's just noticeable, you're shaking, you're shivering. You're sensitive to everything, and that's why you're feeling all of these things. But guys, you have this focus and hyper awareness, and this is the part that a lot of you guys are gonna have to work on, and this will be the hardest habit for you guys to break. I think it is for anybody, especially for those of you that deal with health anxiety. We have to break the habit of being hyper aware and hyper focused. Once we get better with that, then your sensitivity will start to go down, and the next stage would be you're not really feeling everything that's a normal process in your body, you know what I mean, that otherwise you wouldn't feel, like maybe the food passing through your digestive system, or maybe you're not as sensitive to some of the foods that you ate, or maybe you're not feeling some weird sensation in your head, or maybe you're not feeling some random little twitch that would be, you know, that sometimes just happens, right? You get past that phase, and then you start to get better at responding the right way to symptoms that actually are caused by anxiety that you're definitely going to notice, right? It's like anxiety is causing twitching over here, and instead of being like, oh my God, I'm going to have MS, or I'm jumping on Google and I'm just looking at it, and please don't happen, you're showing resistance. You're like, I'm good. I had dealing with anxiety. I thought I've had a million things. Screw X, Y, Z, like A through Z, right? I thought I had all types of different things, thousands of different illnesses and diseases and all this stuff over X amount of time. For a lot of you, years. You know, for me, it was 5 years. So that's a lot of different things, a lot of diseases I thought I had on a day-to-day basis. So I have a history with this. I'm gonna let this flow. I'm not gonna show any resistance. All this stuff that I'm telling you though, I know, I get it. It's easier said than done. You know, I'm not gonna, judge this or anything. I'm gonna let this flow, because I know if I sit here and focus on it, if I beg it to go away, it's going to get worse. Anxiety is gonna do the opposite of what you want it to do, okay? Stop wishing it away. Stop trying to force it away. Stop trying to resist it. Let that twitch be there. Invite it to intensify. Challenge it. Come on, let's go. Twitch more. There was a lady that I coached, it's been a long time now, probably like 4 years ago, 5 years ago at this point. She had this really, really big issue with the twitching. That was her main squeeze, right? Just twitching all over her body. And, we went through the whole process. We talked about lifestyle, what led to this, the root causes, Sure, of course, we're going to talk strategy and routine and things like that. But one of the biggest parts, of the strategy, I want you to really try to ask this twitching to get worse, to intensify it, because what she was doing all the time was like, oh no, I don't like this, please go away, go. And you can apply this to pretty much any symptom, guys. It works. You got to mean it though. You got to mean it. You got to be brave and courageous and mean this. And this is why it worked for her. Like, she was tired of this and sick of it. So bring it on. Twitch more. Twitch more. Twitch all over my body. She said within 2 weeks, 90% of it was gone. And she just had some residual twitching that eventually went away. And, we haven't had to do coaching, ever since then. I talked to her a few times, and it completely resolved after she started using this mindset. Amazing, right? It works. The things that I talk about do work. You just have to mean it. You got to stick with it and be consistent. These things are easier said than done. It's easier said than done to stand up to your symptoms and to be brave, right? Don't worry about the fear component. Don't worry about the frustration or annoyance. Just don't show that to your subconscious. It's understood. It's there. But I'm going to be brave and ask this chest pain to bring it on and ask the headache to bring it on. You have to mean it though. You have to mean it. So for those of you that can tap into that, it really, really helps, because it confuses the whole process, because anxiety is like, get worse, kill you, give you a heart attack. I'm just here to scare you. I'm here to get you out of danger. And then it starts to realize, like, I'm not needed, which is the subconscious. It's not needed of me to cry out for help because you're showing bravery. Bring it on. That's not how it works. Usually it's go away, I'm scared. Yeah, we do have a heart problem. Yeah. And then you freak your subconscious out even more. The symptom intensifies. Okay? But it can make you feel anything down to your left toe, one of your left toes, feeling some type of way, or numb, or tingling, or painful. It can make your right kneecap feel weird. It can cause just about anything, man. One of the weirdest things I got was having this really stuffiness in my right ear. You're gonna find some article about something or something on Reddit or some comment somewhere where somebody's going to say they had it too, but it definitely wasn't like a top 100 anxiety symptom at all. There's not a lot of information on it, but I had right ear pressure for like a year and a half, and I went to all the ENTs and all this stuff. I've told the story before, but it's just such an odd symptom to have that I have to mention it again. And she's like, nothing's wrong. You got a pressure that's off by like 1 tick. You shouldn't be feeling that. It felt like somebody had stuffed cotton balls in my right ear. So I was thinking like maybe this is a tumor or lymphoma or something like that. And thought that was my last stage of health anxiety. And then finally I let that go. I was like, look, I've done everything I can do, and that's what you got to do. Like when it comes down to challenging symptoms and all this, you have to go get your initial reassurance, get checked out. A lot of you have already done that. Once you've done what you can do, that's where you have to let go of control. Come on, come at me. I'm tired of this stop in my life. I'm tired of avoiding things. I'm tired of being bullied by this anxiety bully. Bring it on. Let's go. Show me what you got. Give me my worst fear. Go ahead. Let's see. That's bravery and courage. Are you still annoyed or frustrated? Sure. Are you still technically afraid of having? Yeah. Who wants the symptoms, right? But you're like, let's go. You know what I mean? I'm nervous. I'm afraid. I'm frustrated. But I'm also brave. I'm also courageous. I'm also ready to stand up to this. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully this could help some of you guys. If you want more help, guys, my course, Elite Anxiety Bootcamp, is down below. That's going to give you all the extra strategies that you need, combined with the symptoms that I mentioned today, routine, all the bonuses, the downloadables, close to 100 videos step by step. That's going to help you out, guys. Check that out. Coaching info's down there. Please subscribe, guys, if you're new. Like this video if you've got some value, and I hope you have a rest. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will talk to you soon, guys. Bye.